All right. So it's been a very long time since we talked. And if anybody knows, last time we talked, it was kind of in the praise of one Xbox. So here we are, all this time later. I moved cross country, having a kid, bought a house after I lived in a camper, like literally a pull behind your truck camper for like 6 months looking for a house. It was a nightmare. Yeah, so gaming is in a really bad spot, and Xbox is just continuing to be honestly shitholes, to be honest. They shut down Tango Gameworks today and Arcane Austin. Tango has made Evil Within, Ghostwire Tokyo, Hi-Fi Rush, and honestly, Hi-Fi Rush was the weirdest one to me because it felt like maybe I got this music turned up too loud. It felt like that we had actually had a new property. It was like, hey, it was well received. You started releasing on other platforms, probably to recoup some of the dev costs, because I did some research and the rumors are that it was like pitched in 2017. So I don't know if that means they actually started working on anything for sure or started putting teams together then. But I mean, if it's 2018, it's still what, 18 it came out? It'd be 18, 19, 20, 21. They come out last year, right? 22. So 5 years devs. 5 years dev time is just kind of getting to the point where it's like, you got to be able to produce something within 5 years. And it needs to deliver on certain things, right? They said deliver on every metric. That was what they said. That was in some interview. People have been sharing that today, that deliver on every metric. So I'm very confused because Xbox said that they wanted to try to break into the Japanese market. And that was their only developer in Japan, was Tango Gameworks. So now I don't know how popular the games were over there, right? Because to me, it seems like Evil Within seems more like a sort of Resident Evil-ish, which feels like it does better in the Western. Personally, that's just my opinion. Ghostwire Tokyo felt like it was more aimed towards that kind of audience. Hi-Fi Rush kind of feels like it could bridge the gap, being kind of anime style, but almost like the music choices are, I don't know, they don't feel very Japanese to me. But so my questions are like, where do we go from here, man? Like, if we're just going to shut down all these studios, like, what are we doing? We're prioritizing like just Call of Duty, just Fallout, just Elder Scrolls, just Gears, just Halo, maybe Doom and Wolfenstein. I don't know where we're at. I don't know what we're doing. Because the thing is like, we're 4-5 years away from Elder Scrolls coming out. I mean, Starfield did fine, but to be honest, Starfield's not great. And I don't know if it's Bethesda's just dated. I don't know if they got the juice anymore. I don't know. Going back and playing 76 recently because of the show coming out, which I thought the show was great, by the way. It's got me thinking like, hey man, the settings of these worlds are what kind of carry. Like, it's not really the stories as much. It's like the side content and the environment. And the, you know, the guns, not visuals, but the like I said, the setting, you know, the place that where we at, what are we doing, that sort of stuff. That is what it feels like a Bethesda game gets carried by. Some of the humor and stuff. The narratives themselves don't feel like they've ever been amazing, right? It's always the side stuff that kind of puts the world together and everything together, and the random stuff that can happen. And exploring, it's just, I mean, I play 76 and it's like, it feels like Fallout Light, right? Like, it feels like Fallout 4.5 kind of sorta now. I'm just roaming around, just doing the main quests and stuff, and I've been having a good time. It's just, but it makes me want to have Fallout 5 more, you know. So I don't know if that's what we're doing. Hey, we're taking these people, we're divesting them, and we're putting them on Fallout 5. But the thing is, the problem is like, realistically, like, we're laying off people, man. We're closing studios and we're laying off talent, right? What Xbox needs, and I don't know if it's going to happen, they need great leadership. They need great leadership and vision and people to execute all of that. Because, as an example, Final Fantasy VII, right? It took a long time to come out, right? Remake did, but between remake and rebirth, they got everything kind of. They got their scope, they got their vision, they got their pieces together, they got their team together, and now they almost had almost the entire same team between games. Now, is that because Japan has like more protection against layoff stuff? I don't know, or maybe the culture they care and they want to do more. I don't know where the gap is between Western and Eastern as far as that's concerned, but I do know it made development go smoother. The vision was being executed, and the teams knew how to do their jobs and what their jobs like. They knew the vision and the execution needed for all of it. Right, the execution was smoother. The vision was together. They got it out in a much better time because they retained the talent that they trained. You know what I mean? And they knew their jobs, and then they fostered it instead of churning and churning and churning and you know however you may feel about it, like shoehorning in like certain things, and I mean anything, right? Like I mean anything. Some people think like woke stuff, like if you go all out to be inclusive and force things like that, even the people at your workforce, if that's just if you have metrics for that, these things are not good. Like just putting someone in there to hit a metric is not good. We need good, talented people, no matter what they are, what they identify as, no matter what. We don't need subpar people in a work standard to hit a social standard. That's not what you need, okay? That's not how this thing is going to get going. It's not. You get people that are good at the job, do those jobs, and whatever else they are, whatever else they decide to be, whatever that, all that is foobar. It doesn't matter. You get good people to execute their jobs well, okay? Focus on making good games, right? So if you're chasing woke stuff, it's not gonna work. If you're chasing to subvert expectations, that kind of stuff, it's not gonna work. If you're focusing on making games as a service, this is the bigger one. The whole inclusive thing, that's not as big of a deal. I don't think that's not as big of a deal. Some people want to make it out to be. I saw some stuff about Hades today. It's not as big of a deal. It's really not. But focus on making good games. Like, so make some games, not good services. Like, stop chasing trends that you are 4, 5, or 6 years behind on, okay? You're never going to have a Fortnite. You're not going to have Fortnite. I mean, matter of fact, you bought your way in Warzone, right? But that's still Activision Blizzard. That's them. They got to execute their thing. What Microsoft has to do with any of that is irrelevant now at this point. It's like, you came in afterwards. Like, that doesn't matter. You got Minecraft, and Minecraft's on everything else. It's way bigger on PC. Matter of fact, the updates are not even great. They come to Xbox, they come super late. I mean, since we're there, like, let's just keep talking about it. I mean, you keep buying your way into these things, and then it feels like you're doing more harm than you are doing good. There's been interviews where they talk about taking things people are good at and accelerating the process and helping them and fostering them. And that's exactly what I just said that you should be doing. You've not been doing it. You're not executing. You are not executing. And honestly, at some point, and people were saying this, when you say there's that vision and there's something you're trying to gain and go at, and then the solutions we have to make our stocks and everything go up is we're shutting down all these things we've been obtaining. Like, someone somewhere is not executing. That's just all there is to it. Okay? What I literally said, I've heard in an interview, I've heard Phil say that's it. We want to accelerate what teams are doing good and help them foster that. And we're not doing that. You've not been doing that. And, you know, I saw someone say that they've shut down more studios in the last 6 months than games they've released. Like, what do you do? Where at some point, at what point do you defend it anymore? You know, and I'm off the train. I'm off of it. I've been off of it. I've canceled. My Game Pass has been canceled for well over a year now. And honestly, I honestly suggest that everyone else does the same. Because we just had a thing with Helldivers and everyone like revolted against that, right? They rose up and revolted and they started spamming the crap out of negative stuff and asking for refunds, and Steam was like, okay, you change your mind, we'll just go ahead and give them refunds no matter how much they played. You change your thing, fine, sounds good to us, we'll refund it. If you hit them in the coin purse, that's the only language these people understand. The only. Okay? Now, I say all this business stuff, but we got to come back around to like the poor people that are working these places. Like, at this point, I'm serious. It's not a good thing if Microsoft or Xbox takes a hold of you if you're in bed with them. It's not a good thing. Where's the benefit? Where's the good benefit in this anymore? There's none. There is none. There is none. Really? I mean, you might get paid for your one indie game or whatever, but then hey, you make a decent game and you get shut down for it. What is it like? Where are we at, man? What are we doing? What are we doing? I used to believe in the vision of Game Pass, but it's not there. The constant stream of revenue every quarter, every year in and out will not be there with decisions that we're making like this. Okay? They're just not going to be. Games like Starfield, I think people just buy them, to be honest. Fallout, people will just buy it. Or Halo, maybe. Or maybe Gears, they would maybe just buy it. But the thing is, I mean, I bought it on another platform because you can't even release that product, which was canceled on PlayStation, in a state with options like 60 FPS until 6, 8, or 10 months later. It's pathetic. That's pathetic. It's ridiculous. Okay? Halo launched in 2021 with 10 maps. We have 19 maps now. That's an average of 3 a year. And there was 0 year 1, by the way. I'm just saying. There was 0 post year 1, okay? I don't know how many weapons they've added. I saw someone say that there was 2 or 3. I can't confirm because I can't research it. I don't know. I stopped playing Halo Infinite like 2 months after it was out. Played the campaign and then played multiplayer, and it was like, all right, well, here we are. And it was like, okay, when I try to play regular game modes that are in the events, all of a sudden I have to play against the same people I was against ranked, so I might as well just play ranked. So I've gotten my whole experience on the game. You know what I mean? At that point, it's like, well, I've experienced the game. I'm here at Onyx rank. Well, what are we doing? Go play Social Slayer Fiesta, playing against Onyx players in Fiesta. Okay. All right. That's how it's going to be, I guess. Whatever, you know? I mean, Halo, it's just, there's no execution or cohesion besides that things are almost always a mess in one way or another, for real. And the one game that got released in a good state that was well received, the studio's gone. So that was Hi-Fi Rush and Tango Gameworks. Redfall being what Redfall is, Redfall was a grade A giant stinker. It was a turd. It was a turd, okay? But let me say this here towards the end. Anyone watching this needs to realize that the publishers and all of this mean nothing to the normal consumer. And when I mean by the normal consumer, I mean like anybody you talk to at work that's like, you got an Xbox? Or like, yeah, I got an Xbox. Or I got a PlayStation. They don't see anything but that. It's like, oh, that's an Xbox game. Xbox made it. Final Fantasy? Oh, that's that PlayStation game. PlayStation made it, right? No, no, they didn't make it. PlayStation did not make that game. Someone else did. Sony, Xbox, they don't make games. They got people that do it. So, I just feel like the vision is just not being executed, man. And to be honest with you, it's really weird because it's like, hey, Nintendo is still making profits. They've just stuck in their game, man. They're not chasing the trend of being up there with high fidelity, which to me, it's like, listen, hear me out. If they had if you took the Switch the way it is, if you made like a super Switch and it had 1080p 60, right? I'm not trying to go crazy, 1440, I would want 1440. But if it was 1080 60 and that was what all the games ran, and you could run these games like Halo and COD and all that at 1080 60 on it, I mean, I would probably just have a Nintendo. Just being honest, because it's like, they got fun games. They do. Now, you may not love all their franchises, but they turn a profit on their hardware. And the thing is, everybody knows Nintendo. If you talk to, my old grandfather, right? You still playing that Nintendo? like I haven't played Nintendo since I was like before I was a teenager. You know what I mean? Like I play like a couple Switch games. That's it. Like one Zelda game and one or two Pokemon. I don't play Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's PC and PlayStation and Xbox mostly. So it's just that has branding, and they know how to and they make money off their products as well. Like what's the word for that? Licensing, I guess. So it's like Pokemon, you know, like not just Pokemon the game, but Pokemon the show, Pokemon the toys, Pokemon the cards. I mean, you know what I mean? They make money all around it. All around it, they make money. So Nintendo somehow has made it through this whole thing, and you hardly ever hear anything really crazy about them. Hardly ever. My thing that frustrates me the most is that they just refuse to make like an option for what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like I want the 1080 and I want the 60 frames. I do. I would love 1440. I would. Okay. I'm not exactly on 4K train just yet. I mean, I'm just not there. Right. I have monitors and stuff for it, but I don't have recording stuff to set up for it. So I only play it like 1440 and 1080. So I'm not at 4K, even though I can. That's the thing about Nintendo. They don't get there, right? PlayStation is in a bad spot because Jim Ryan let them rot. He rode coattails for the whole time he was there and had plans for games as a service. And then of course, you know, if you looked into PlayStation, they've been canceling stuff left and right, and they don't have any major games coming out. Any this year. Any. I mean, I think Final Fantasy was it, right? I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy was it. And, you know, for Xbox next we got Hellblade, which is like, is it this month? Have you even seen any marketing for that game? That game's been in development forever, and it's going to cost a ton. And they've not marketed it at all. Like, actually, let me look it up. Hellblade 2. May 21st, dude. Oh my god. We're like 2 weeks away from that game coming out, and I've not seen a single commercial or a single ad on anything at all. I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want. What happens when that goes down? Ninja Theory just gets destroyed too? I don't get it. I don't know what they're trying to do. In my mind, I'm like, if you're going to go third party, just freaking do it. Just do the third party and be done. Just do it. Be a publisher. Cancel the Xbox. Cancel the Game Pass. Have these studios under here and make money off the games that you make. And Xbox, just Xbox gone. Okay? That's what it feels like. So here's the real kicker. With them being such a big company, it's like they don't communicate things. Because listen, this all happened today. A lot of people lost their jobs today. A lot. And then let me show you what got tweeted not long after. Hang on, let me see. It's been a while. Is this it? Ooh. Here's our new controller available now. Feel the burn today with the Fire Vapor Special Edition controller. Feel the burn. It was so bad they had to change a tweet because they don't communicate together. They're so big that no one else knew anything. They're just like, oh, we got a controller coming out. Cool, we'll tweet this out today. Well, by the way, we're closing 4 studios. We're closing 4 studios, man. Oh my god, bro. I mean, Xbox, bro. I used to go to bat for them. I'm out now. They made me come out. They can't maybe come out of content creation retirement. I've actually been meaning to get back into this. It's just I haven't had a chance. Like I gotta go get a fishing tape tomorrow to run that wire through the wall. I thought I could make it through there, but there's just something blocking it. So, and I like I said, I moved cross country, new job. I've been hanging out with family and friends, playing D&D, and then house hunting, and then getting a house, and now we got a kid on the way. So life's been really busy and I've been gone for a while, but maybe we'll get back to talking about stuff like this. I just can't, man, I can't wrap my head around this no more, man. It's crazy. They really are just, I can't believe it. I keep saying it. It's like what is the vision? What are we doing? And you're about to have some big showcase, right? So it's like, when's the showcase? June 9th. We are like literally a month away from the big showcase, and they were very confident in their showcase lineup. So it's like, well, guess what? Hurry up, get the bad news out. Chop them out, chop them up, chop them up. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I think all of you guys that are holding out, I think you should cancel your Game Pass. Straight up, I do. Because the whole thing, we care about games and this and stuff, is just oh god, there's another post. No way. No way. Check this one out. There's another post on, well, this was on the 6th, so it wasn't quite yet, but it's probably the emails was let out earlier the next day, the very next day. So here's this one. One type of math we really like is addition. So you can save, right? Save up to 60%. Well, losing these, wink, wink. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, bro. It's some sad times, dude. 360 was a flash in the pan. It really was. It was a crazy time. The 360 was a flash in the pan. I cannot believe it. We're in a bad strait, dude. We're in a bad way. So I'm sorry to everyone who lost their jobs today. That's a bad thing, man. That sucks. I'm sorry. Sorry to your families. And I hope you guys land on your feet pretty soon. So, if you guys got any other things you want to say about it, I mean, obviously, if you start trolling and all that stuff, I'm just gonna block it. So, if you want to troll, get your lick in. They'll be the last one to get in, anyways. But let me know what you guys think. If there's any way to salvage this thing, man. Like, I really don't see it at the end of the tunnel. It's like, are we just putting out Fallout and Elder Scrolls every 7-8 years? And I don't know. I really don't. So thank you guys. If you would, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. And I'll see you guys next time.